Hey guys, CDTVThaG here, and I didn't think of a G before I recorded this video, so I just asked people on Twitter to give me G words. That's twitter.com/CDTV Productions. Go follow CDTV Low. The G stands for Good God, Why Am I So Ginger? Gay. And the G stands for guess what, we're finally reacting to The Lost Boy. Not quite. Look, I'm recording the Lost Boy reaction right after this one. Well, that's enough of that for now. Today, I'm going to be reacting to the new project that was just released. Well, I say just released. It was released last Friday by Denzel Curry and Kenneth Beats. Unlocked. I know they released an animated short together before this project dropped, and I think one of my friends was telling me that every song on this project actually plays like fully in the animated short. I'm not going to be watching that. I'm just going to be listening to the music by itself and taking it that way at first. Then I'm going to watch the animated short like afterwards, after I've done this reaction. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to hear this. I think it's just going to be a very short and fun project. Like, I tweeted a while back saying something like, I don't think I've ever heard a bad Kenny Beats instrumental, and I genuinely don't think I have. I couldn't think of a bad one off the top of my head. I love his production style, and you guys already know that I love Denzel Curry. You know, I think he has one of the most consistent discographies out there, and I personally don't think he's ever dropped a project that is bad or mediocre. Even Zoo, which was one that I thought was pretty good but not amazing at first, has grown on me. So yeah, I'm just expecting this to be fun, light-hearted, and full of bops. Let's not waste any more time before getting into it. Let's fly through it. This one is surely gonna be the short reaction that I've always promised. Let's just dive right into it. Track number 1. It's track 01.
And has a friendly attitude, an outgoing personality. The leader among adolescents. More quickly they wear off.
Unlocked.
Oh. Sounds very old school.
And all this has been just the beginning.
Wow, very short, very quick first track. I guess that was just kind of to set the tone of this project. We got a very, very short verse from Denzel Curry on that one. It was mainly like this snippet playing at the start, or like a sample. I guess it was cool for setting up the tone. It definitely sounds a lot more old school than I was expecting it to sound. It's got me intrigued. And yeah, I don't really know how to describe it, but this track definitely gave me that kind of comic book kind of vibe to it that the cover of this album or this project gives off. It's basically set, you know, Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats up to be these two monsters that are coming together and are just gonna destroy things. I think it was a good way to set things up. So, let's move on to the next one. Track number 2, Take It Back V2.
Looking at the menu, motherfucker, I'm the main with art. The patriarch of this zoo shit, never no food shit. As soon as we end up on Sun Zoo shit, X straight to pick you a season for you to come back. Everything that Denzel spits, nigga, is all facts.
I love hearing Denzel over production this gritty and raw.
Reach out and touch you. I don't got candy, but I'll turn your head to gushers. After dark, the riot starts way uglier than Bubba Sparks. I'm trying to raise the jar so I don't have to push a shopping cart. These niggas want to take it back like civil rights and Rosa Parks. After dark, the riot starts way uglier than Bubba Sparks. I'm trying to raise the jar so I don't have to push a shopping cart. Civil rights and Rosa Parks.
Here. Shake hands with danger.
Oh my god. Oh, this is so goddamn gritty. Oh my god. Oh, that was nice. Now we're getting a pitched up version of the chorus. That sounds really good actually. Now pitched down. And it sounds hard in every single tone. Oh my god. Whew. What a way to kick it off with the first like full track on here. Oh, this is gonna absolutely slap. I'm only 2 tracks in, but I'm really interested to watch the animated movie after this to see if it kind of gives more context in a sense to how these songs are sounding, because I'm noticing that they're really playing around with you know, the pitch shift a lot. We had Denzel's voice pitched up during the chorus, pitched down during the chorus, pitched down during the second verse, and also pitched up at certain parts of the second verse. They're playing around with it a lot, and they did that on the first track too, where Denzel's voice was really pitched down. I don't know if that's something made clear with the animated short. I don't know, I'm not going to read too deep into it. All I know is that it sounds incredibly raw and just just hard. I really like the bars on here. They're raw and gritty as well, the bars themselves, obviously, to match the more boom bap style instrumental. That bar was pretty cool when he said, "My birth's an accident, so what is life initially? Officially love and lust, just accompanied by misery." Jesus. If every track is as hard as this one, I'm absolutely gonna love this project for what it is. These drums, they have the boom, they have the bap, and we have Denzel flowing over it beautifully. Great stuff so far. And I hope they keep playing around with the pitch, because it just sounds really good. Let's go to track number 3, Layup.M4A.
AR-15, got $1 in a dream. I wanted to be Corleone, but mixed with Cornelius. Franklin's on me, Los Santos. Diamonds on me, no Thanos. Too smooth like Lando.
I'm loving the references here.
Like Nando's on post, Gucci in a bed.
Nando's reference.
Maybe I love to be hated, but I just might see it later. As of now, nothing been stated. Why I gotta go on tour to show that I'm going through stages? And why you use a plain bitch? Body shame, game, aim is intense. Surfboard, body ass boy with your fish tits. On one hand, I'm a pharaoh. Feel this fuck, nigga, lay it down.
Just another quick, hard song where all the lyrics are packed with a bunch of references. I don't think Denzel Curry could ever make, like, a boring song. There's just... his delivery is so good. The way he delivers rap vocals, he always sounds so intense and passionate about what he's rapping about. I don't know how he manages to channel so much aggression into his vocals, but he does it all the time, and I really noticed it here. Denzel and Kenny are just eating this one up so far. So let's move on to the next one. Track number 4, Pyro, brackets, Leak 2019. It's 2020, Denzel. Get with the times.
My bitch bad like battle rappers that make albums with no...
Oh my god.
No man, no Malcolm. Where's the talcum?
He's not wrong though. I mean, I haven't listened to many albums that came from people that are primarily battle rappers, but they rarely ever make good ones, if I'm being honest. Battle rapping and making a project are two very different talents, and sometimes if you're amazing at one, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be amazing at the other. So that was a great line to kick this off.
Palm itching, name palms, we bomb business. Battle strategist is just a game of battleship. The alligator swag came through with the navigator swag. In direction. Viewer discretion upon my beat selection. Fire flows like I'm red and white. Sails drawn out the barrio, cold as Ontario. I am the oracle. I've been know what's in store.
That sounded a little bit like ODB style there. That was cool. My god. So that song was just one verse over the Kenny Beats production there, and that was solid. Pretty much every bar on that. He's made every single bar on this project entertaining so far. Whether it's because there's a little bit of wordplay in the bar, or he's referencing something, just the lyrics on this are very colorful so far. I like it. I love this. These tracks aren't too complex. They're not trying to be anything too crazy. They're just these gritty displays of lyricism over boom bap instrumentals. Hip hop at its core. Another track that just absolutely slapped. And yeah, I definitely think Denzel is one of the better artists to be doing a project like this, because he has the right amount of vocal intensity, and like I said, he knows how to use his delivery so well that it just fits in perfectly with these grittier, dustier sounding instrumentals. Everything on this first half, great stuff. Now let's move into the second half with track number 5, Diet.
Pamela Anderson, Pam Grier, the man's here. There's no fear, came through with no tears. I don't cry. Nito, I get New Jerseys like I was a Guido. The ego, gotta be vetoed if you want a free throw. The evils, stay with the scripture, what your mama read you. Positive, all my niggas on my side, on the opposite.
There's that.
Yo, shows got no holes, I acknowledge it.
It's that anger.
The Shogun came through with no gun. One man, Ichi band, fresh out of Japan. Do it like a man, and what I demand.
Shoebox came with the doo-wop. 1 billion and 2 cops can't find Tupac.
Too many niggas that got semi-rounds. And co-light, put thorns to your crowns. You go out like Christ, my nigga. Get money from a show, then deposit it.
Drums on this are crazy. Kenny Beats is amazing at making catchy drums. Christ, the beat on that one was crazy. It was a bit slower moving than the other beats, I think. I felt like that had a bit of a, you know, the drums were a bit more spaced out, but it still went hard as hell. Oh my god. And then hearing Denzel's incredibly aggressive flow over the hook with that kind of beat, ridiculous. I'm gonna replay these songs so much after this reaction, I can tell. And I just love hearing Denzel with this type of sound. And obviously a lot of the credit I'm giving here has to go to Kenny Beats as well, because I haven't pointed out the production too much so far, other than the fact that it just has a more old school boom bap vibe to it. But the way Kenny Beats does his drums, like, I'm pretty sure Kenny Beats can make a beat entirely consisting of drums and still give it this insane bounce to it and this energy. Like, I feel like he just understands how to make these instruments flow together really well, even if it's just drums. Like, he knows how to give them that bounce and that swing to them. Kenny is definitely one of the producers that has caught my eye the most recently. On top of that, he's got his series The Cave on his YouTube channel, where he'll make a beat and get a rapper into freestyle over it. And that's so entertaining. He's a producer that you can invest in as much as a rapper, because I feel like a lot of producers, you don't really know what their personality is like. And that's one of the reasons why people invest into rappers so much and become such big fans of them. It's because they get to know more of their personality through their lyrics and stuff, their interviews, their live shows, whatever. I feel like with Kenny Beats, you get that with him as well, because you can see what his personality is like through watching The Cave. He's not only a producer, but he's a producer that has an identifiable personality, if that makes sense. And I think that's what really makes him stand out. Not only the fact that his production is amazing, but the fact that he's doing all this extra stuff as well to kind of build a fan base. Obviously, I'm not a producer myself, so I can't point out specifics about what he's doing really well, but whatever he's doing, as a consumer, as someone who listens to the music, his beats slap. Alright, moving into the sixth track. Sixth, why is that so hard in my accent? Moving into track number 6, So.Incredible.pkg. Let's hear that Kenny tag.
Oh, get it. I don't write rhymes, nigga, I write checks. Might rewrite your life if the price set. On my packing cannons to crack Atlantis is so incredible. Looking at your face is so regrettable. Better fix your mother, gotta rush you to the medical. Mannequin, flow scorched the benches like it's Anakin. Smoking cannabis, but ain't no journals that
He's coming through with the Star Wars bars here. I mean, there's been 2, but
pictures of the energy, it's like a lifesaver. Shave it off the top, it's sorta like a lightsaber.
another Star Wars bar. I'm appreciating these. Star Wars was my childhood, man. This is definitely the most kind of laid back feeling track so far. And I'm not complaining about that. It's still hard.
Archaeologist or I use common sense for you to comprehend. I'ma get loose like a bob while your fence don't come. Not a crip, but still throw the C up. Go back to the hood when my net worth and my fee up. I said, mic check 1 2 1 2. It's the nigga Denzel coming out of the zoo.
It's got such a nostalgic feeling to it, man. I love it. I was born in 1998 and this is giving me 90s nostalgia. I wasn't even consciously alive during the 90s. That was like the most laid back sounding track on the project so far, but it still went hard and it's still very consistent with the theme of the album. It was just a slightly more mellow sound to it, I guess. I appreciated the Star Wars references all throughout it. There hasn't been a single bad beat or a single bad verse on this album yet, or a single bad chorus. It's just a very consistent, incredibly cohesive project so far. For how short it is, it does what it needs to do, and it's definitely not going to overstay its welcome. I think this has been done pretty perfectly so far, honestly. And hey, if Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats want to make more music together, I could actually see them being a pretty damn solid producer-rapper duo. In fact, I wouldn't mind seeing Kenny Beats making a bunch of collaboration projects with other rappers after this. I know I'm not saying I need more just now. I'm just getting excited thinking about it. We still have 2 more tracks left on this, so let's go to those before I talk about anticipating Kenny working with other rappers or Denzel and Kenny making more music. Let's move on to the 7th and second last song on the project. It's called Track 07. Oh my god, I like this. Okay, so it's just like playing clips from the last song, from the previous song, but over a different beat. Yeah, this second half of the album definitely does have a slightly more laid-back tone to it, especially on this song. That beat is mad. I love that bass line.
You see, you freeze up. Like...
So yeah, track 7, that definitely was a more interlude style of track. It basically sampled lines from the previous song, So Incredible, and then put them over a different instrumental, and my god, was it a nice instrumental. That was just this groovy ass bass line. But I think they kind of split this into like a side A and side B if you look at the track list of it. Side A definitely seems like it had the grittier, like grimier tracks, and then side B has this more toned down, still got a lot of energy to it, but a more toned down, relaxed vibe to it. I didn't know I would like a track so much that literally like samples lines from a song we just heard on the album, but it was flipped so well onto this track and it just sounded great. And on a project like this, I think it works. Just this producer-rapper collab type of album that's very short, very concise. It was really cool to hear, and they did a great job of it. Let's just move on to the final track on the album, track number 8, Cosmic.M4A.
This is for the infants, the haves and the have-nots. Meet us at the transport so you could be an
Astronaut.
This will be the biggest leap that you ever hop. Matter of fact, take one shot to the brain. One dose or two dose Novocaine.
Those ODB kind of sounding vocals again, I love that.
Put it in your back pocket before they drop sheets. I'ma drop knowledge. Stop it. Now you gotta answer to the cosmic. Whatever they rock with is something non-toxic. He's shooting VR, we got guns
In
in
reality,
You act so hard, you should thank the academy. It isn't fatality. Like, whoa, who the fuck is stepping to my crew? I'm like, whoa, niggas don't know about shit. I'm like, whoa, this is my throne, my share, my stool. Now you gotta answer to the
Cosmic activity.
Oh my god, what a switch. Whew.
any unusual experiment can produce unusual results. We did everything in the world to exterminate them, but no apparent luck.
Yeah. That was just perfect, honestly. Love that little switch towards the outro where it really went onto that cosmic sound that Denzel was talking about on the chorus. Like, that just sounded like some outer space, ethereal shit towards the outro of the song. Denzel coming through with just perfectly delivered vocals, as always. We had like those little kind of ODB style of vocals where he's making his voice waver at the end of each line. Had some very aggressive shouting style of vocals. Just completely hit the mark on this one, as always. I can't wait to listen to it after this video with like no pauses in between. Just go through the entire thing. Like, I think this is a whole project that I could just replay and replay and replay again. It's so short, but every track is so good. Strong way to close it out. I don't really have much to say about it that I haven't said for the other tracks. Just phenomenal production. Great flows and deliveries by Denzel. The lyrics are still very interesting. And I don't know why, the first verse on this one, not in terms of the way it sounded, but just the lyric. This project is trying to take my voice from me. And I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just the way the lyrics were structured in the first verse. Not necessarily the way it sounded, but I got such a kind of like Nas vibe from the first verse. That's a good thing. It just helps, again, contribute to the nostalgic sound that this project has. It's a very throwback style of project. So let's just dive into my overall thoughts about Unlocked by Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats. Very short, very quick project. Just a bunch of great music back to back that's really entertaining to listen to, and it just slaps. I have no problems with it being so short. I think this is, let me check, like 18 minutes long? Yeah, it's like 18 minutes long, and I don't have an issue with it being that short because I actually think it works perfectly how it is. It didn't need any more songs, it didn't need any less songs. The way it is, it flows together perfectly into a project that is so incredibly replayable. It doesn't even matter because you're getting quality on every single track. It's kind of split into identifiable segments. You've got your first half with the grittier, grimier tracks, the second half where it still maintains that boom bap sound but gets a bit more mellow and laid back. And yeah, I think this tape accomplished everything that it was trying to. I'm really excited to watch it now with the animated short and see if that makes it more entertaining, if it takes away from the music a bit. I don't think it will. I think all it can do is add to it, but I'm interested to see what that's like. So I'm going to watch that in my own time as soon as I'm done with this video. And I think there's just, it's just such a replayable project. I could take individual songs out of this and listen to it all the time. The project is so short that I could just listen to the project by itself all the time. And it's not a huge time commitment. I can just throw this on whenever. And I don't know what it is. Something about the nostalgia of the boom bap sound does just make me feel quite happy. So it's a project that even if it has these really raw and kind of dark lyrics about, you know, having Harry Potter holotips. Like, it still kind of brings a smile to my face listening to it the whole time because of that throwback vibe that it has. So let's go through favorite and least favorite tracks, which is going to be kind of difficult to do for a project like this because my favorites were pretty much all of them and my least favorites were like none of them. But if I had to absolutely pick a few or some for each category, favorite tracks were definitely Take It Back V2. That was an incredible way to kick it off. Pyro, because, you know, the battle rappers line, that has to put the song on the best tracks list. That was a great line. And I think I'll go for Diet, my third and final favorite track. As for least favorite tracks, these are not songs that I think are bad at all because there isn't a single bad or average song on here. But I guess if I had to pick a least favorite, I'd say track 01 because that's not something that I'm ever going to listen to by itself. I think I'd only ever listen to that in the context of the album to, you know, kind of set the scene, set the tone for it. But that's the purpose of that track. So it's not, that doesn't even make it a bad song. It does what it's supposed to do. So never mind. There's no least favorite tracks. Zero. There's none. No least favorite tracks on here. Take that off. I really would not complain if I saw more Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats projects together. I think they could make a really good duo, but maybe that's not their plan. Maybe they just wanted to put this project out there like this. And they'll continue to work together in the future, but not as a duo. Whatever they want to do, I'm going to be happy with it, as long as they just keep putting out amazing music like they've been doing. If there's any other rappers I'd want to see Kenny Beats make a collab project with next, I'd probably say like Ski Mask the Slump God, because pretty sure I love every track that they've done together so far. And their styles work together so well. Zach Fox, of course, after Jesus Is the One. Why would I not want to hear more Kenny Beats and Zach Fox collabs after that? Oh, JID. I'd love to hear Kenny Beats and JID make a collab project together. I just remembered there they did, what was it? Slick Talk? I think they did Slick Talk together. Just imagine Kenny Beats instrumentals and then Jid's flow just weaving in and out of it so smoothly. That would make for another like really great short concise project. So, but I'll stop focusing on stuff that I want for the future. I have this project now and I'm very happy that this was released and that I love it so much. You know, this is probably actually one of my favorite projects that I've heard this year so far. Maybe my favorite one that I've heard this year so far. Yeah, I think this was phenomenal. That's all I have to say for today, guys. What did you guys think about Unlocked by Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats? Let me know down in the comments below, and let me know if there's any tracks that you disliked on here, because I can't think of a single one that I would want to put in my least favorites category. And I think that's a first. I don't think I've ever not put a track in a least favorites category before. If you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate you guys leaving a like. If you want to see more videos like this, you can of course subscribe, turn on notifications, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new reaction. And that's all I've got to say for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one, and this is CDTVThaG, signing out.